There is no outspoken entrepreneur like Elon Musk. His Twitter feeds are always buzzing. He is outspoken in every sense, on any issue that might be plaguing him at the moment, even if it involves other powerful people. I guess that's why people love him. Musk has long cultivated a public persona of an eccentric entrepreneur who knows better than the experts and isn't afraid to offer controversial opinions. That being said, weirdly enough, he hasn't really said anything or given his opinion about Donald Trump. For someone who always has something to say, it's kind of shocking. Musk discussed his dealings with Trump on an episode of Sway, Swisher's podcast, in which Musk said that Trump has been as supportive as he can be of electric cars. But he also recognizes how much support Republicans receive from the oil and gas industry. I have spoken to the president about sustainable energy many times, and actually there are times when he's been supportive. But then, at the end of the day, he has got way more support from the oil and gas industry because it's way bigger. The electric car industry is small, Musk said. Musk also acknowledged that he's been encouraged by a shift in the automotive industry towards electric vehicles, given that they're some of the largest employers in the world. In the past, he said, he's had to fight the oil and gas industry as well as the broader car industry. Mr. Musk went on to describe his political views as socially very liberal and then economically right of center. Maybe, or center? I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a communist. Musk and Trump have aligned on several issues in the past. Not far back, Trump attended the SpaceX and NASA astronaut launch and sided with Musk in his fight with California officials to reopen Tesla's factory amid the coronavirus crisis, which helped Musk at that time. Even though both men have things in common, such as their shared desire to send mankind back to the moon and their tendency for unfiltered, occasionally nonsensical tweets, Musk has openly aired his opinion and disagreed with Trump, particularly around the administration's suspension of H-1B visas for skilled workers, and Trump's decision to pull out of the Paris Climate Accords in 2017, which caused Musk to leave Trump's advisory council. While Musk hasn't said who he supports in the upcoming election, he did publicly endorse Andrew Yang last year. Yang, a Democratic candidate who dropped out of the race in February following disappointing results in the Iowa caucus and New Hampshire primary, proposed a universal basic income for Americans, seeing as autonomous machines were going to take over. Musk agreed to Yang's plan, saying that UBI is obviously needed. Though now the Tesla CEO and Trump are at best acquaintance, hoping to be friends. However, it wasn't like that before. In 2016, when Trump was still campaigning, the SpaceX CEO said he doesn't think Republican candidate Donald Trump is the right person to lead the United States of America. I feel a bit stronger that he's probably not the right guy. He doesn't seem to have the sort of character that reflects well on the United States, Musk said during a CNBC interview. He also added that Hillary Clinton's economic and environmental policies are the right ones, in which he also added, "I don't think it is our finest hour in democracy in general." In 2017, Musk blasted Trump for withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, and as a result, Musk withdrew from Trump business advisory groups. But unlike other tech billionaires, who Trump often attacks for disagreeing with him, the president continued to express his admiration for the South African-born polymath, even before the coronavirus. He likes rockets, and he does good at rockets too, by the way. I never saw where the engines come down with no wings, no anything, and they're landing. I said, I've never seen that before, he told CNBC in an interview at Davos, calling him one of the world's great geniuses, and one of our very smart people, and we want to protect and cherish those people. In addition, Trump campaign deputy press secretary Sarah Matthews said in a statement that the president has breathed new life into space exploration and taken bold steps towards guaranteeing American space dominance. She said the Obama-Biden administration essentially shut down the space program and made America reliant on Russia for space travel. Though the statement did not mention Musk, but to some, it hinted at Musk. From the beginning of the pandemic, Musk, the temperamental billionaire leader of SpaceX and Tesla, has frequently questioned mainstream scientific research, reporting the policy on COVID-19 to the point that Twitter was forced to deal with a wave of complaints suggesting the social media platform remove his tweets for spreading disinformation. He accelerated the proposal of hydroxychloroquine as a potential cure from the backwires of Bitcoin Twitter discussions into the mainstream, off of 2 tweets. may be worth considering. But government lockdowns in order to keep his electric cars in production, and recently stated that he believes policies designed to keep Americans safe were violating their constitutional rights. As he bluntly tweeted in March, the coronavirus pandemic is dumb. As a result, Musk lost some of his fan base. The environmentalists who waited months to buy Teslas, the space acolytes who shared his fascination with rocketry, and the fanboys who simply were Joe Rogan listeners, due to his frequent statements downplaying the severity of the COVID-19 crisis. His deliberate actions defying stay-at-home orders and his threat to uproot Tesla from California, which had and still has some of the strictest COVID-19 restrictions in the country. But in a shocking turn of events, the tech billionaire gained new admirers, thanks to his public spats with California lawmakers over his desire to reopen his factories, in spite of government orders. His desire to keep the lights on, and crucially, his growing disdain for media outlets such as CNN. His famous cryptic tweet about taking the red pill, a reference to the Matrix, and an internet term that means that one is questioning the nature of political reality, which was seconded by none other than Ivanka Trump, who tweeted in response, "Taken." He's also done things that Trump and his followers have more than happily applauded, such as slamming CNN again in April, when they reported that he had not distributed ventilators to California as he had once promised. "What I find surprising is that CNN still exists," he tweeted, followed by a flurry of evidence that he had sent the promised ventilators to hospitals across the state. Elon has a lot in common with Trump in that they are both people that shake the box, meaning that when they don't like the way things are turning out, they aren't afraid to pick up the box and shake it, creating new combinations of things that everyone before them had neatly packed in there, said Logan Cook, a prominent meme creator in Trump's online base, whose images under his online identity, Carpe Donktum, frequently make their way into the president's retweet pipeline, and whose internet-obsessed fan base often overlaps with Musk's iconoclastic libertarian internet cult. It is important to know that even though Musk once supported a Democratic candidate or is friends with Trump, Elon Musk still remains politically unaffiliated. He is neither a Democrat nor a Republican. He has donated money to members on both major political parties in the United States, saying that he wants to maintain an open dialogue. Open Secrets, which regularly publishes lists of political donations, shows that Musk has donated a relatively even amount of money to both of America's major political parties. Since 2003, he has donated $258,350 to Democratic candidates and $261,300 to Republicans. It can't get much more even-handed than that. Elon Musk described himself as half Democrat and half Republican. "I am somewhere in the middle, socially liberal and fiscally conservative." It should be said that this is not an attitude unique to Musk among billionaires. There is little to be gained from being at odds with the major political parties, when either one could conceivably be in power in the near future. While supporters of both parties can claim Musk has some sort of affiliation with their party via financial contributions, he seems keen to ensure he remains on a line, able to work alongside whomever he sees fit. Some might say Elon Musk's own politics is focused on the long-term survival of humanity. He views climate change as the most immediate and likely threat to that survival, and is concerned about other potential civilization-ending events, CEEs. Thus, the development of electric cars and trucks, solar energy, improved energy storage technology, and advanced rocketry. This last has the goal of starting the first off-Earth colony of humans within our lifetime, as an insurance policy against those CEEs. There is really not much to gain and him possibly have to gain by talking politics. All it will do is probably alienate some of the people that he wants to sell things to, or make some politicians less likely to cooperate with him when he needs their approval for something he wants to do with his companies. His mission is to make the world better by actions, not worse by talk that won't likely convince anyone anyway. Coming down to the election, Musk said he thinks Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden will probably win, especially after the debate. So right there could be a hint to who he might vote for. Though he and Trump both have a mutual respect for one another, it might look like the Democratic Party might the Tesla CEO vote. That is all we have for you today. Thank you for watching. Till next time.